the rise of the dollar. Imagine a currency so powerful that countries fear it, corporations depend on it, and the world economy can collapse if it fails. A currency that decides the price of oil, the direction of international trade, and the fate of global markets. This is the story of the US dollar, a currency so dominant that more than 80% of global trade involves it, and nearly every country on earth is affected by it. But how did the dollar become this powerful? Why does the world trust it? And can anything replace it? To understand the truth, we must go back to a time when the world had no financial leader at all. The world before the dollar. Before the US dollar became dominant, global trade was chaotic. Every country used different currencies, and exchange rates changed constantly. Businesses couldn't predict prices, banks couldn't guarantee stability, and countries couldn't trust each other's money. Then came World War II, and the global financial system collapsed. Nations were destroyed, their currencies lost value, their gold reserves disappeared. But one country came out of the war stronger than ever, the United States. Its factories were untouched. Its economy was booming. It produced weapons, food, fuel, steel, vehicles, everything the world needed. While Europe and Asia were rebuilding from ashes, the US became the engine of the global economy. And this moment changed the future of money forever. The Bretton Woods Agreement. In 1944, 44 nations gathered at a small hotel in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire. Their goal: rebuild the global economy and create a stable system the world could trust. At that time, the United States owned two-thirds of the world's gold. It had the strongest economy and the most secure banking system. So the world made a historic decision. The US dollar would become the center of the global financial system. But to gain trust, the US promised something huge. Anyone in the world could exchange $35 for 1 ounce of solid gold. This created confidence and stability. Countries began using the dollar for trade, saving it in their reserves and valuing it like gold. For a moment, the world had a financial anchor, but that anchor wouldn't last forever. The end of gold, the Nixon shock. As the US spent billions on military operations and international projects, other nations started doubting America's ability to keep its gold promise. Countries began demanding gold in exchange for their dollars, and US gold reserves started draining dangerously fast. In 1971, President Richard Nixon announced a shocking move. The United States would no longer convert dollars into gold. The gold standard was finished. This meant the US dollar was now backed by nothing but trust in the American government. No gold, no physical asset, just faith. Many feared the dollar would collapse. Economists predicted chaos, but instead said something unexpected happened: the secret petrodollar deal. In the 1970s, the world's economy depended heavily on oil. Cars, factories, ships, planes, everything ran on it. The US made a strategic agreement with Saudi Arabia, the largest oil producer. The deal was simple. Saudi Arabia would sell all its oil only in US dollars. In return, the US would protect the kingdom and supply advanced weapons. Soon, all major oil-producing countries made similar agreements. This created the petrodollar system. Now, if Japan wanted oil, it needed dollars. If India wanted oil, it needed dollars. If Germany wanted oil, it needed dollars. If China wanted oil, it needed dollars. It didn't matter who you were. If your country ran on oil, your country ran on dollars. This single alliance made the US dollar the bloodstream of global trade. As oil demand increased, dollar demand exploded across the world. The dollar was no longer just money. It had become power. Why the world still trusts the dollar. Even today, many criticize the US economy, but the truth remains: there is no better alternative than the dollar. And here's why. First, the United States has the most powerful military on earth. A strong currency requires strong protection. Second, America has the deepest and most liquid financial markets. Buying and selling dollars is easier than any other currency. Third, the United States has never defaulted on its debt. Trust matters more than numbers. Fourth, global trade systems are already built around the dollar, and replacing them would cost trillions. Fifth, central banks around the world keep dollars as their safest reserve. Even nations that disagree politically with America store dollars. Sixth, the US controls much of the international financial infrastructure, from global bank networks to SWIFT to the World Bank and IMF. The truth is simple. It's not that the US dollar is perfect. It's that every other option is worse. Can the dollar be replaced? Many countries are trying to challenge the dollar, especially China, Russia, Iran, and the BRICS alliance. They're developing digital currencies, alternative payment systems, gold-based trading networks, and regional currency agreements. But they face major problems. China's currency is tightly controlled. Russia's economy is unstable. Europe is divided. India is still growing. The Middle East is unpredictable. For a currency to dominate the world, it needs global trust, liquidity, political stability, transparency, strong military protection, and a reliable financial system. No other currency today meets all these requirements. For now and for the near future, the dollar remains unmatched. The truth about the dollar's power. The US dollar is not powerful because of the paper it's printed on. It's powerful because of the entire system behind it. Countries trade with it, banks store it, books rely on it, people save it, markets move because of it, oil flows through it, and global decisions depend on it. The dollar became the world's most powerful currency not by luck, but through strategy, war, diplomacy, economics, and global trust. The dollar is more than money, it is a global language. And right now, it's the language the world speaks.